Pueblo architecture is unlike any other house style in America, with its thick walls, flat roofs, rounded corners, and exposed timber beams. It's instantly recognizable. But what makes Pueblo homes truly remarkable isn't just the way they look, but how little they've changed in over 1,000 years. So how did one of America's oldest architectural traditions get it so right the first time? Today, we're taking a closer look at the history of Pueblo homes, the defining features that make them so unique, and why they're still inspiring architects more than a millennium later. Long before the Europeans arrived and built the colonials of New England, the Spanish missions of California, or the plantation homes of the South, the ancestral Pueblo peoples had already developed one of North America's most sophisticated building traditions. Dating back more than 1,000 years, they built entire communities using locally available materials, primarily adobe, which was a mixture of earth, clay, sand, and straw, along with stone and timber. These homes weren't just shelter, they were carefully designed for the harsh desert environment. Thick walls helped keep interiors cool during scorching summer days, while storing warmth for the cold desert nights. And flat roofs made perfect sense in an environment with very little rainfall, while compact, closely grouped buildings offered shelter from both the sun and the wind. When Spanish settlers arrived in the 16th century, they introduced additional influences, such as enclosed courtyards, carved wooden doors, and decorative ironwork. Over time, these traditions blended together, creating much of the architectural language we now recognise as Pueblo. So what exactly are the exterior features that make this architectural style so instantly recognisable? Well, number one, without a doubt, are the thick adobe walls. Traditionally built from sun-dried adobe bricks, these walls provided excellent insulation against the harsh desert climate. And while modern Pueblo homes use conventional construction methods beneath a stucco finish, they retain the same substantial appearance and earthy colours. You'll also notice their soft, rounded corners, and originally this wasn't a design choice at all, but layers of hand-applied mud plaster naturally softened the edges of adobe walls, creating the gentle curves that builders still recreate today. Another unmistakable feature of Pueblo architecture is the flat roof, which was perfectly suited for the dry southwest. Along the roofline, you'll notice canales, which are projecting water spouts used to carry rainwater away from the roof. Functional in purpose, but they became another very distinctive hallmark of Pueblo design. Look up and you'll see large wooden beams projecting through the exterior walls. Known as vigas, these structural beams have become one of Pueblo architecture's most recognisable details. Deeply recessed windows are another defining feature. Set within thick walls, they create dramatic shadows and help shield interiors from the intense desert sun. Finally, many Pueblo homes are arranged around private courtyards, providing shade, natural ventilation, and a stronger connection to the outdoors. Alongside these spaces, heavy carved wooden doors and decorative wrought ironwork reflect the Spanish influences that became woven into the Pueblo architecture over the centuries. Despite these decorative touches, Pueblo homes remain remarkably restrained. Their beauty comes from simple forms, natural materials, and a design that feels perfectly at home in the landscape. Step inside and you'll find the same philosophy continues indoors. Rather than elaborate decoration, Pueblo interiors rely on natural materials, craftsmanship, and simple forms to create spaces that feel warm and timeless. The first thing you'll probably notice is the ceiling. Exposed wooden vigas stretch across many Pueblo homes, often with smaller wooden poles known as latillas laid between them. Originally structural, today they remain one of the style's most distinctive interior features, adding warmth, texture, and character. Next is the traditional kiva fireplace. With its rounded, beehive-like form, it reflects the same soft curves seen throughout Pueblo architecture and often serves as the room's main focal point. You'll also notice the same rounded plaster walls as we had on the exterior, softly curved openings, as well as built-in niches that create sculptural interiors that feel calm and organic. Finally, Pueblo interiors celebrate natural materials. Earth-toned plaster walls, saltillo or stone floors, heavy carved wooden doors and handcrafted timber details all contribute to a home that feels warm, authentic and deeply connected to its surroundings. More than 1,000 years after it first appeared, Pueblo architecture is still being built today. Around the turn of the 20th century, architects began rediscovering the style's timeless qualities. Santa Fe in particular embraced Pueblo revival architecture, encouraging new homes and public buildings to reflect the region's architectural heritage. Before long, the style had become inseparable from the identity of the American Southwest. Yet perhaps what's most remarkable isn't that Pueblo architecture survived, it's that so little about its design needed to change. Modern Pueblo homes may use concrete, steel and modern building techniques, but their architectural DNA remains strikingly familiar. While most architectural styles have evolved dramatically over the centuries, Pueblo has remained remarkably true to its origins. And perhaps great architecture isn't about reinventing the past. Sometimes it's about getting it right the first time. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to come back next week and join me for more Homes Explained.